once again, where we come to you weekly and talk about some things that we're dealing with or have dealt with while we're on this journey of achieving our goals and dreams in hopes to inspire someone to actually start their journey as well as motivate those who already have. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jeremiah Dace, and I'm joined with the lovely and amazing Xavier Spraylow.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Hey, I'm sure that they, are doing phenomenal. And if you're not, change it. So we got a great show lined up for you guys. I'm super excited. We're going to be talking about the fear of failure. As we talked about last week, we talked about fear of success. So on the flip side of that, there's a fear of failure that I'm sure a lot of people know about as well. So we want to hit on that and, some of our experiences with the fear of failure. But before we get into that, Say had an event you went to, and like earlier this week that you wanted to share with the people.
Yes. So I attended. So what I've been told in the past, any event that you go through, the inspiration, the intensity is in the title. So I went to the Millionaire Mastermind Seminar. It was incredible. I got so much further in it. It was so exciting. I learned a lot. It was good. It was good.
Okay. So what did you get from it that you wanted to, share with the people?
Oh, man. I got a lot. It was like I said, I've never been to an event or any seminar or any workshop where I've gotten the inspiration that I got from this event. To put it in aspect for you all, I kind of feel like we're like onions. I kind of feel like we're all onions. And
Have you ever a movie?
You know it's from Shrek. Stop playing.
That
was a good movie.
I ain't want to say nothing. You know what I mean?
But so we're all like onions, and I feel like the more we go through in life, you either to get closer to yourself, the core, you got to peel layers. And I'm telling you, after attending this event, I know I peeled at least like 3-4 layers of my life. It was great. One thing that really stuck out to me. The speaker, he was talking about in life, we all, to give you a visualization, we have dream circles. When you're a kid, your dream circle is really, really big. And then about the age range when you get between 23 and 24, something kind of changes. We get this little circle called, for some of us it's little, some of us it's big, but we get this little circle called the income circle. And most people, instead of expanding their income circles to meet their dream circles, what they would do, what we would do, no, not me, but what some people do, they decrease the size of their dream circle to meet their income circle. So that was just like, wow, you know what I mean? Instead of, just taking that extra step, actually continue to go after your goals and dreams and expanding your income circle. Most people shrink and then putting their dreams on the back burner and not just following their goals and dreams. So that was something that really spoke to me.
You know what else everybody like? Parfaits. You ever meet somebody say, hell no? No, we was talking about Shrek. That's something that Donkey said after the onion. Don't worry about it. Anyway, for those of y'all who like Shrek, y'all got it.
I gotta watch it again.
If you got it, comment. Because she lost on the whole Shrek thing. But anyway, no. So basically, that income circle is the reality, and the dream circle is obviously as the title said, dream circle. So we make the dreams match our reality instead of making our realities match the dreams.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Wow. It's like I can still see like the picture in my mind. Like I think that was pretty cool. So just definitely going after your goals and dreams, and don't let your current circumstances stop you from achieving your goals and dreams. Do whatever you got to do to get that financial circle big so you can go after your goals and dreams.
Amen to that.
So did you have anything? How was your week this past week?
It was good. It was good. Like something I'm doing right now is really focusing. So Shrek is movie number 3. Something that and first of all, we got a comment that says, so Shrek is movie number 3. Shrek is, I know what Shrek is.
I know what Shrek is too.
Okay.
I do. I just haven't seen it in a while.
All right. Anyway. All right. So something that I've been going.
I know all the Disney movies, man. I love Disney.
Is Shrek Disney?
Oh. Pixar.
Shrek is DreamWorks.
So how was your week? How was your week?
All right, so something that I've been doing with my week really is really just trying to find my niche in the speaking industry, really just finding what specifically I want to, or where can I be the most effective. I know my gift is speaking. That's what I want to do in my life. But how can I give that gift, or who specifically can I give that gift to be the most effective, right? That's where I've really been focusing on, because I know I really want to talk to people about the importance of finding oneself, the importance of knowing who you are. Because I think that if I look back over my life and the things that I've went through, the struggles I've had, it really all stems from me not taking the time to find out who I was as an individual. I would do things that I wouldn't feel comfortable with, but to please other people, or I would act a certain way to get attention. You know what I mean? So I never really took the time to find out who I was, and so I really want to share the importance of that with other people. And now to take it a step further, who specifically can really benefit from that? Obviously, everybody can, but where can I start? Who so like I can make the most impact for people? So that's what I've really been focusing on. Also, guys, it's summertime. Make sure you lock them cars. Today, I went to go get some coffee from 7-Eleven, and my car door was open. I was like, what the heck? You know what I mean? And then so I opened the car. There was stuff everywhere. Luckily, I don't keep anything in my car. But my mom, before she passed, she gave me her bowling ball, because my mom loves to bowl. She was actually on a league, and I also love to bowl. So she let me have her bowling ball. So that's where my mind went. I was terrified. I thought the bowling ball was stolen. But I looked in the back seat, or the trunk, and it wasn't. It was there. So thank God for that. But real quick, y'all.
Hold on, y'all.
Yeah, we live. Hey, you want to say hi to the people? You on Candy camera?
We live. Well, I do want to say I'm glad that you're okay and
Definitely.
you still have your ball. But yeah, definitely, but definitely lock your doors.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, like I just wanted to share that with you guys. Make sure you lock your doors. They caught me slipping. Normally I lock my doors, but obviously I didn't that time. So make sure you lock the doors. Appreciate you, T. Yeah. So to get into the show, because that's what y'all came for. To get into the show, we want to hit on the fear of failure and how some experiences we've had with it. So I'm gonna let Zay start it off. So what's an experience that you've had with the fear of failure?
Well, for you all who don't know, I cheered in high school, and I cheered for 3 years of my entire high school years, I guess. But yeah, and when I made varsity my third year. My coach, she told me, okay, if you don't throw it, because I had been working on my back handspring. For you guys who don't know, you know how gymnastics, they just throw their bodies around. They're doing all type of tumbling, passes, and all that good stuff. So she told me, if you don't throw your back handspring, you won't be able to compete. So that was the deal. All right, cool.
The back handspring is a backflip.
Or a backflip for the people who don't
It's
know
like a
gymnastics.
Fancy backflip. I didn't know this. She had to tell me. Yeah, I was like, what the heck is a backhand spring? Yeah, but anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And so, I mean, I was working on it and throughout practices, and I had different like private trainings and everything, so I could do it. The coach would be like, okay, go do it on the trampoline. And I would do it by myself, and then whenever I moved to the hard floor, they would tell me, okay, well, do it, but I would still have like a spotter, and I would just do it. I would do it fine. And then she told me, she was like, okay, go throw it by yourself, or go do your backhand swing by yourself. And I would just freak out. And then it was funny because around that time I had no idea who Napoleon Hill was, but I came across this quote. And it said, anything that you conceive and believe you can achieve. And every day I would say it to myself, and I would just think about it, and I would try, and I would just, pray and everything. But when it came down to it, I would not throw my backhand spring because I really didn't believe that I could do it. And I used to, now that I look back on it, I just think why didn't I do it? And why didn't I believe I could do it without having a spotter.
You see one? Hey, let me know. You know what I mean? We might have to cut this short.
Really? And I realized, because I really didn't believe it, and I really didn't believe that I could do it, and mainly because, like I said, I only cheered for 3 years total in my life. But I was cheering with girls on my team, and they had been cheering since they were like 3 or 4, but these girls would hurt themselves and they would just fall flat. I remember one girl hurt her shoulder real bad. She was out for the season. was another girl who she tore her ACL and she was out for the season. So in my head, I'm thinking, these girls, they have the experience. They've been doing it for a long time. They're still hurting themselves, and she wants me to just go out there and just throw it. So I was freaking myself out. I really didn't want to go get hurt. So that's why, now that I look back, I'm like, oh, that's why I didn't do it. That's why I didn't believe I could do it, even though I proved to myself multiple times that I could do it. And I did it even because sometimes the spotter, they wouldn't even they wouldn't help me. They would just stand there, and I would just throw it.
Just knowing that somebody was there, like having that safety net.
Yeah, and it was just all on me. But yeah, so that it freaked me out just knowing that other people who has been doing it since they could started walking and they were getting hurt. But the irony to that is, I turned 23, right? And I've had 3 broken bones since then. I broke my foot last November, and then in May I broke my hand in 2 places. So aside,
it's still happening.
It still happens.
You're trying to run from it. It's caught up to you.
Yeah, it still happened. So so now that I think about it, it's funny, but yeah, I could have peed in my senior year, but I didn't, just because I was scared.
Hey, it's a real thing. It's a real thing,
So what about you, Jay? Have you ever had any experience with fear of failure?
For me, fear of failure, I wasn't really afraid to try something because I wasn't afraid. I didn't have the fear of trying it and then failing, because I guess early on I accepted that failure was a part of it. And as you know, I've tried many different things. You know what I mean? I've started many different things.
Facts. Okay.
Anyway, I've tried many different things. I was all over the place. So I would start anything. But my fear really was really trying something, really giving it an actual shot, right? And then failing. That was terrifying to me. The idea of starting, the idea of giving everything you can to something, giving your very best and coming up short, I couldn't understand how you can come back from that. To me, that was how do you come back from something like that? That was terrifying to me. So I wouldn't give 100% of myself in any and everything I did. I wouldn't give 100%. I would give just enough, or I would give good enough, just to keep going, or just to get by, or just to get that pat on the back, good job type thing. I wouldn't give it everything, and that really affected me. Not in just the personal goal areas of my life, or not in just the areas of career goals, career paths, but really after reflecting on it, I realized that it affected me in relationships. I wouldn't give 100% of my I wouldn't give 100% in relationships. So the people who dated me in the past, they didn't have 100% access to me because I always left something in reserve. I always had that expression, 1 foot out the door. I always had something out the door, whether it was a pinky toe, a fingernail, my ear. Something was out the door. I wouldn't give them 100% because if it failed, that was my safety net. That was my way of saying, if it failed, okay, well, I didn't give it everything. So, I guess it's kind of like saying, all the blame is not on me because I didn't give it everything. So I can't take 100% of responsibility. But that was a scapegoat, and it was just, looking back on it, I can't believe I thought like that. But it was definitely a scapegoat I had, and it was something I had to overcome. But for example, with weight loss, I would use weight loss because it's, for the greater part of my life, there's something I struggled with, and so for that, it's always something I'll go back to, and so it'll always have a special place in my heart. But for that, I struggled with weight loss, and before I lost the weight that I have lost, I tried multiple times, guys, multiple times. I tried weight loss pills, different exercises, different diets. I tried many different things, and I would start and I would stop, or I would get started and get pumped up, and then I would quit. And it was just a lot of back and forth. But it really wasn't until I made a decision to do it. It really wasn't until I made a conscious effort. I'm going to do this. I made it up in my mind that this is going to happen. And honestly, when I did that, it seemed like the weight just started to melt off. It just seemed like I lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks. It was just the weight,
That's how it was. I'm just asking.
No, it was the weight I had was waiting to be lost. It just was waiting on me to make the decision for it to be lost. That's what it seemed like. So that was it was crazy because everything that I did changed. My thought process changed, my my eating habits, obviously, with the things I drank, obviously changed. But my outlook on life changed. My outlook on myself changed. Even like the way I drove, guys, the way I drove my car changed. Like I realized that I found out that driving is an exercise. Like you can burn calories driving. I don't know if y'all know that, but it was news to me. So when I was driving in the driver's seat, I would sit upright and I would like flex my abs. You know what I mean? I would like contract my core to get a workout in, or when I'm turning the wheel, I would like flex and then turn the wheel, you know what I mean, make muscle, you know what I mean, while I was doing it. So it was like, it became a part of me. It was like, it was no longer just a thought. It was like who I am. It's no longer what I wanted. It was like, I already had it. I just had to keep going until I got it. And so I wasn't just thinking about being fit or losing weight when I was in the gym or when I was eating the celery. You know what I mean? I wasn't just thinking about it then. I was thinking about it when I woke up in the morning. I was thinking about it while I was in the shower. I was thinking about it while I was getting ready for it at work. At the gym, outside the gym, and a lot of times we focus on our goal when we're actively pursuing the goal, but when we're not pursuing the goal, we focus on so many other things, and you have to give it everything. You have to put your entire being into it. It has to become who you are, and you have to become that, and that's what 100% looked like for me. And 45 pounds later, here I am.
Oh, congratulations!
Hey,
that's good.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to just like healthy. You just gotta health is so important. Like Les Brown said, we only get one vehicle to carry us through this experience called life. And we got to take good care of it, because if you don't, the longevity of your life is not there. You know what I mean? You have to take care of who you are as an individual, take care of your body, because the things you want to do, you won't experience if you don't catch it early on. So
yeah,
that's what I
heard another quote. Without good health, you can't have wealth, or something like that. So you can have all the money or whatever success is for you, can have all that wealth, but if you're not healthy, you won't get to enjoy it.
Because you can't have that piece of that you can't really enjoy life. You know what I mean? You could sit on $1 billion, but if you got to spend the rest of your life on a bed with a ventilator attached to you, you know what I mean, or whatever to have you, then what's the point of having $1 billion?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, you gotta keynote, guys. Make sure you get healthy. But anyway, so yeah, guys, that's our experience with the fear of failure. Hopefully we said something in that, just in those experiences that can help you, or that you can that you can relate to and take home. Zay, you want to get us out of here with that QOD?
Well, before I do the quote, I would say, no. I just thought of something.
Go ahead.
For me, I still deal with fear every day. Feel failure.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because like you said, there are different types of successes. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to always be about wealth or whatever. But for me, it could be your personal goals.
Yeah.
But for me, it is. So every day, I have all my goals and dreams set up, and there are different things that I do want to accomplish throughout life. So every day, instead of how when I cheered, using it, letting it be used against me, I use that fear as motivation, as things just to keep going and just to keep getting out there. Just to sometimes I go out and I try different things and I get pushed back like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. But I just know just to keep going and keep trying. So like today, like I said, every day I wake up, I'm like trying to think of ways or to be better, to do better, to just go after my goals and dreams. And it is fear of by not being able to success those goals and dreams. So just because you have fear, that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing or it's negative. You can always use it and turn it into a positive.
Definitely.
I just wanted to say that. I'm not over my fear of failure.
It's a part. I think you just accept it as a part of life. Like you go through life with some fear. Like there's things that it's natural. We have fears in life. But like you said, you can either let it use you or you use it. But okay, so now can you hit us with that QOD?
Yes, and to expound upon that, the quote for today is: "Feel the fear and do it anyways."
Word.
Feel the fear and do it anyways.
Simple but powerful.
Yeah.
Like since we're talking about cartoon movies, like Lion King, slimy yet satisfying. Simple but powerful.
Thank you.
You know what movie that's from? I just said okay. Who said it? Anyway.
That's not Disney.
That is Disney.
Oh.
Lion King?
Okay.
Bruh. Anyways, so moving right along.
And I'm back. Oh, well, so Jay, do you have any motivation for us for this week?
Let's get out of here
In front of all these people,
before we
Okay.
for Zay expose more information. So yeah, guys, what I want to invite you to do is really take the time to identify what the failure actually is that you're afraid of. For me, or for Zay, it was physical pain, or physically getting hurt, right? Like she wasn't trying to break no bones, even though she ultimately did. But that's but you know, she wasn't trying to break any bones. Like that's what she was afraid of, or being hurt and being out for the season. That's what she was afraid of. For me, it was a mental thing. Like I didn't understand how you can come back from giving everything you have and still losing. That was my fear. That's what failure looked like for me. I couldn't understand how to do that. So really take the time to identify what the failure is that you're afraid of, because sometimes we're afraid of things and we don't really know what we're afraid of. You know, we're just afraid because we feel like we're supposed to be afraid. It just makes sense to be afraid. So really take the time to identify what that fear is, right? And then identify the story that you attach to that fear. Like once again, for Zay, her story was, if I do this flip without any spotter, without anybody around, I'm going to get hurt. Like that's the story that she had for herself. She told herself, I'm going to get hurt if I do it this flip this way. My fear, like the fear was, you know, if I give it everything and I don't win, the story attached to that was, the story I had was that I wasn't good enough. And I was afraid of me trying at something and giving it everything and then failing, and then, you know, that validating the story of me not being good enough. So take the time to identify the failure that you're afraid of, and then identify the story that you attach to that fear, right? And then that's when you get from the fear having you to you having the fear, because you're able to identify it and you're able to realize it and speak it, right? So you're able to take hold of it, it becomes tangible. And then once you are able to control it and once you're able to acknowledge it, you can take care of it and do with it what you will, as opposed to it doing with you what it will.
Wow. Thank you.
Hey, no doubt. No, I hope that helps somebody.
Thank you.
Helps somebody.
You know what? And I'm not to like cut you off or anything, but that just made, even if it's something small, because I remember for a long time, I would never play board games or games with my friends because I would be afraid to lose and then be picked at.
Definitely.
So even if, and I didn't, I guess there was a fear of losing to them and being picked at, but.
Because there's some people that you just don't want to lose to.
Right.
Like, because they make it big.
So even if it's something small, because like now I can play like Taboo or I can play any game and I'm winning, like, and I'm good.
And it's really those small things that help you get to the big thing. You know what I mean? Like just overcoming the fear of playing board games or the fear of.
It builds confidence.
It really does. It's the small victories that get you to that place. I appreciate you, Kate. Identify, this is something for the people.
Okay.
Identify the worst case scenario and assess how bad that could be versus not going after it. After what that thing is. Nuggets. Because
thank you.
The worst case scenario, as opposed to like I feel like one will always outweigh the other. You know what I mean? The worst case, which is losing and not getting it, and then actually achieving it.
Yeah.
It just like obviously achieving it would be much more than not getting it. And then Alex said that Taboo is not a good game.
What?
It's a phenomenal game. If you play with the right people. Some people don't know how to play Taboo.
I mean, I win.
Either they don't know how to play it or it gets real serious. Yeah. You know, it get real serious. Everybody know what they could say when they're out in the crowd, right? But when you up there, you guess, when you trying to get people to guess.
Right.
It's like, oh, you should have said this. Why didn't you say that? Like, bro, all right,
you
go.
You
know what I mean? Anyway, but yeah, guys, that's the show. As always, you know, we appreciate all the love and support. And if you have anything you want to suggest or any comments that you feel like that, any experiences you've had with the fear of failure, definitely share it, because hopefully somebody else, can read it and see it, and it will help them as well as it potentially will help us as well.
Thank you all for everybody who has tuned in and everybody who will tune in. We really appreciate all the love and support. I'm laughing at people's comments. Like Jay said, please comment if you feel like this is valuable and impactful for you. And please share your stories with us as well. We really appreciate it. And also it can help somebody else. Again, as a reminder for ourselves, we do the show live, not only for you, but for ourselves, to remind us that every day we are live. So make sure you go out, live your show, and make it phenomenal. See you guys next week.
All right, go be great, guys. Love.